One, you're about to wake up your brother. Not. Alrighty. So, as you guys can see to the title, I want to talk about what my dad's girlfriend or fiance has been doing to not only me, but to my dad and my fiance and to my kids even. The past couple days, she's been texting me. We know she's got some issues mentally and all that stuff, but it doesn't call for what she's been doing. I'll read some of the text messages actually. Let's see here. It started with, let me find it, it's like towards the top. Okay, it started Wednesday and we're on Friday, so it's been going for the past couple days. We're going on 3 days now, but she said, I don't want you using my car anymore since you don't ask me and you ask your dad. And asking your dad doesn't count because it's my car. Okay, well, situation behind that is the car's under my dad's name and her taxes went to my dad's bank account. So, yes, it was your taxes, but it was in my dad's bank account. A bank account that the both of you have together, but you don't put a dime in. So, in my opinion, the car is my dad's, not hers. And technically, she doesn't have a driver's license or even a permit of any kind. She should not be driving at all, but she is. And then she said at 11:32. That was said at 11:50. At 11:24. Okay, she's supposed to be working still. At 11:32, just before she started leaving work, she messaged me and said, I already took the spare key from your dad. Okay, well, you have no right to, so whatever. Then at 12:31, at this point she was already home. She texts me and says, just because the car is in your dad's name, the car is mine. I have all say so over it. No, she don't. Then she goes and says at 11:34 a.m. This is in the wee hours in the morning already. I will just go crash the car so no one can drive the car. Okay, let's say you crash the car. If you crash it to where it's damaged, one, you're going to end up dead in a car accident. And two, you're either going to end up, well, like I said, dead or injured. One of the two, and severely injured. And at this point, I don't even care what happens to her right now just because of all this. Then she texts me at, that was yesterday. And then yesterday at 8:56, she texts me, PM. Stop, you're fine. She texts me, the living room and kitchen need to be cleaned before I come home from work. Because if they're not, I'm going to come home and start snapping on your dad. And then immediately after that, she texts me again and says, and there isn't a damn thing you can do. Okay, this is my father you're talking about, so yes, I can do shit. My dad has heart failure, okay? You bitching at him for every little fucking thing that isn't being done in this house is not necessary. I can't clean my fucking room because I have to clean the rest of the house. I have to keep it a certain way for her needs versus where my room needs to be cleaned up because my 1-year-old will be running around in my room and can't right now because there's all kinds of stuff on my floor and I can't pick it up because she refuses to let me go upstairs technically and let me clean my room. So at this point, she says that to me. I told my fiance, well, of course I can do shit about it. There's ways around it. Then Thursday night at 11:29, so this is before she was leaving work, she goes and texts me. Just like it's not my job to help your dad with rent or the phone bill. That's his job only. Okay, no, that's not his only job. No. You guys are a couple. You guys are together. The thing is if he had bills before you guys got together, and you guys have been together for as long as you guys have been, okay, now his bills are your bills, and your bills are his bills. Now, same thing with my fiance and I. My bills are his bills are my bills. Granted, I'm not working. He is. We discussed it over. He doesn't want me working. And I totally understand. And it's not that he won't let my dad watch my boys, because, of course we will. It's just he knows that my dad needs the extra hands around the house. So I'm here around the house. I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, I'm doing the things that, a normal housewife would do. But she doesn't understand that. So she goes and says that. Okay, well then it's your job to, if you're working, then you need to come home and you can still pick up stuff. You can still wash dishes. You can still do this or that or the other thing. Like, if I was working, I would still have to do those things. It doesn't matter. So, either way, if I'm working or not working, I'm going to end up having to come home and pick up. Then she says at 11:31, which is just as she's leaving from work to come home. I know I stress your dad out with everything, but I really don't care. Of course you don't care. You don't care if my little sister's father passes away before she's even 6 years old. Or passes away before he sees his next grandchild. Or even sees his 2 grandchildren that he has now grow up a little bit more. Like, my father needs to stick around long enough to see at least a couple more or a few more of his grandkids. My dad is very stubborn, health-wise, very stubborn. But that don't mean you need to go and kill him off. Okay, this is my father we're talking about. My dad wasn't a part of my life for the longest time because of my mother. I resent my mother. Okay, I love my mom, don't get me wrong. She is my mother. But there are things that my mother has done to me in the past and now that I just don't appreciate. Which I'll get into that later on if you guys want. But then she goes and texts me again at 11:32, which is like not even a minute after she texts that. And there isn't anything you can do about it. I think this is funny. Of course you think this is funny. You think messing up other people's lives and messing with other people's emotions is funny. It's not. And then at 12:28, basically this morning, 12:28 a.m. But I'm not the only one that stresses your dad out. Then at 12:21 a.m. this morning, and Ariana isn't my responsibility anymore. Only Caden is, which is my stepbrother. Ariana's my little sister who's 5. Caden is. I love her, but she is too much for me. Of course she is, because you made her that way. You spoiled her rotten. Now she's a rotten little 5-year-old. That's literally what she is. That's the best way I can describe her. I love her to pieces. She's beautiful. She's very, very smart. She's very talented. It's just she wants everything. So she thinks that even though she wants it, she's going to get it. And that's because her mother made her that way. Her mother, when she would throw herself on the floor in Walmart and whine and cry and bawl her eyes out for something that she really wanted, instead of saying, well, how about this? Wait till your birthday. You're going to want it then. No, No, she goes and gets it right now and gives it to her. In my opinion, that is not okay. My kids do that. One, they're going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble when they get home. And two, they won't get that when it's their birthday. That's just simple for me. For me, that's how it is. Then she texts me at 12:24 saying, "Your dad has no idea what I have been saying to you." Yes, he does, because I go and I show him every single text message. On top of that, I have been saving these for like the past year now. Because this has been going on for like a long while now. Then at 12:25 a.m. she texts me and says, "And if he did, he would be pissed off." Of course he's pissed off. He's tired of it. I tell him and I show him because I don't do anything to her. My dad knows this. I don't antagonize her. I don't push buttons. I try to keep to myself when it comes to this stuff. I don't respond to her messages. I mean, I really don't. I don't know if you guys can see, but I really do not respond to her messages. You're gonna spill it, dude. Quit it. So yeah. And then at 12:28, she tells me, "I really don't care what happens anymore. I only need one child," which she's talking about her son. And not even shortly after that, she texts me again and says, "And I don't care if you tell your dad what I have been saying to you because it really doesn't bother me anymore." Of course it doesn't bother you because you're being the way that you're being. If it bothered you, you wouldn't be talking the way that you're talking, and that'd be that. Then she texts me again at 12 p.m. This is when she's starting to wake up and get ready for work and stuff like that. She goes, "You know, I was just joking about some of the stuff I said to you." Sure, of course you were joking. And then at 12:58 p.m., she was still here at the time. She texts me and says, "Just to let you know, your dad can't make me leave because my name is on the lease, so I don't have to leave." Okay, yes, maybe you don't have to leave, but have you paid a damn bill in this house? No, you have not. Chad has tried. My fiance's name is Chad. He's tried to pay the internet bill when he was working. That's what he was doing. He was paying the internet bill for my dad. And for me, I don't have to get kicked out because I'm the one that's putting the food in the house. Because otherwise, how else is my dad going to put food in the house? He only gets so much in his VA benefits, and he only gets so much from his Social Security. So with that all being said, I'm the one that's putting the food in the house, which is fine. I do not have a problem with that. I really don't. I get $490 a month for a family of 4. So, and it's actually supposed to be more than that. It's actually supposed to be like 780 or something like that, or 790. But I'm not even getting that. I'm getting the 490 instead. Then at 1:07, she texts me and says, "I just want to end my life, and I'm going to do it." The thing is she said that to us once before. I don't know how to say it. She's said all these things before. I don't want to say a pathological liar because she's not, but she's a. In a way, she's not an abuser of any kind. What she's trying to do, she's trying to tear me and my dad apart, and what she doesn't realize is I'm strong-headed. I am a daddy's girl and always will be. That will never change, ever. Never has, never will. My mom thought, oh, she was a daddy's girl, but now she's a mommy's girl. No. I was playing that because I was tired of my mom constantly bad-mouthing my father. When I know my father is not a bad father at all. He's tried his best. He's done what he could do for us. He's never been a bad father. Hell, he's never left bruises on us. That's how good of a father he is. Yeah, he may have spanked us, whooped us, spanked us with belts, spanked us with his hands, spanked us with a wooden spoon. But he would never leave a mark on us. Never. Ever. Not once. And he does it to my sister. He'll spank her. He'll spank his own grandkid. Not leave a mark, obviously, but he will spank him and be like, look, you did something wrong. We're trying to make sure that he doesn't do what, we just don't want him, we don't want my son turning out the way that my little sister and my little brother have turned out. Because now, with the way that they are now, it's hard to fix that. There's no fixing it. You can try, but it's not easy to fix because they're spoiled. Their mommy thinks that she needs to be their friend versus their parent, when no, you need to be the parent. Yes, you can be their friend when they're behaving themselves and they're being good, but the second they misbehave, the second they need discipline, you need to discipline them. You need to be the parent. You need to be the mother. My dad, on the other hand, he will be friends with them as long as they're good. The second they start hitting on each other or disrespecting him, talking back, draws the line. Then he puts his foot down and says, excuse you. Watch what you're doing, because you will be grounded from this, or you'll be grounded from that. My little sister, we've tried spanking her. She doesn't do anything. We've tried putting her in a corner. That doesn't do anything either. So now we've gotten to the point where we can put her in time out. So now we've gotten to the point where now we have to route from stuff. So we got from the TV. I've told him multiple times that if she keeps up with the attitude that she has, she'll be grounded to her room for a day. It won't be that long. It'll just be a day. There's been times where I've been told that, by my dad, you can ground her for whatever it is that she's doing. If you need to ground her from something, you can ground her from something. I have permission because I'm an adult. And I know what my dad would do, thing that I grew up off of and putting it on my kids, because I'm not doing that, but discipline from my dad. Like shows and stuff that I've watched where there's like parents involved with kids. I forgot the name of the show. It's The Nanny, whatever, where she's really bad. That's watching that has told them, I was like, think about it. When we have our kid and I can have to spank them. Yeah. Then she texts me at 1:37. My anger out and You can't has he really been there? Stepbrother has been milestones that his fiance called dad. 40 even think you're isn't even really talking to me because he has no reason to talk to you right now because of the way you're acting. That's how my dad is. He won't talk to you if you're acting a certain way or you're disrespecting his daughter, which is me. And I'm his oldest, okay? So, yeah, he's not going to talk to you. It's just like how today you've walked past me several times, and normally I'll say hey to her. Normally when she wakes up, I say, hey, good morning, or hey, good afternoon, or whatever. Or when she's leaving for work, hey, have a good day at work. And I didn't say anything to her for the past 3 days now. I haven't said anything. I haven't said anything to her when she woke up. I haven't said anything to her when she left for work. And I'm not down here when she comes home. So there's a reason behind that, because at night is when her and I actually get physical. We get into physical altercations. We've gotten into 3 of them already. One was out here in the living room, and then the rest were in my dad's room. So, yeah. And of course, I won all 3 times, if you're wondering. No, she didn't go to the hospital, but if I was doing everything right, she would have been. But, yeah, my dad taught me when the person is down on the ground, you leave them be, because they're on the ground. So, the second she goes down, that's it. I won. Because who's the person that's standing still? Me. It works. And she starts it, of course. I've never hit her first. She's always hit me first. Out of all three altercations we've had, she's hit me first. I'll get into those in just a moment. But at 1:47, which was the last message I had gotten from her, she said, so if he wants to find someone else because of how I act, let him. I probably don't deserve to be with your dad. No, you don't deserve to be with my dad, because my dad has done so much for her and she's done nothing for him. He'll ask her, hey, can you give me some gas money for the Jeep because I'm getting low on gas. At this point, he's already like 3 and a half quarters or so, to empty. And she'll give him like $20. Well, $20 doesn't fill up the Jeep. It doesn't fill it up. It gives him over a quarter, maybe. Close to full, but not quite. That's not a full tank. And if he needs a full tank to get to Milwaukee or Madison or wherever he needs to go, if he needs a full tank of gas, she won't give it to him. My dad's not supposed to be working of any kind, but he's been doing stuff under the table. And that's been kind of helping, but it's just she feels like she doesn't have to help with anything around the house. She feels like she doesn't have to help pay rent. She feels like, and she gets paid weekly. Okay, yeah, her paychecks are only like $500 or so, but my dad and I talked about it, and we told each other, all she has to do is take $100 out of every single paycheck, set it aside, and she'll have $500 or at least enough to give for rent. What? You want to go up? I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay. Ooh, my bad. I'm back. But yeah, it's irritating when you care about someone so much and they're doing all these things. Like, I don't talk to my mom. I don't talk to my biological mom. And yes, I'm going to say biological mom because that's a whole nother issue in itself. But the biggest thing is yeah, she's not my stepmom yet, but she's there for me when I need her. And at this point, I don't want her to be there for me anymore because of what she's been doing. So, of course, I'm gonna find, I'm gonna have to find someone else to be like a mom role model for me. Just kind of like if I need help with something, I can go to them. But in the meantime, I'm just whatever. I know I can go to my dad for things, but like other things that need to be discussed or whatever, I might have to go to someone else. But it is what it is. Now, with the physical altercations with her, the first one was out here in the living room. She was sitting on the couch. She said something about my dad, and I'm sorry, when you say something about someone's parent, okay, that is really disrespectful. Like, I don't care if he dies. I don't care if he dies from a heart attack. Okay, that's where I draw the line, because that is my father you are talking about. If it was my mother, honestly, I wouldn't have cared, because my mom and I just, we don't talk. We don't have that connection. Never really have. So when she started saying those things about my dad, that's where I drew the line. That's where I was just pissed. I was in her face. I will say, I was in her face, but I never laid a hand on her yet. She pushed me. That's where I drew the line. That's where I attacked her, because she put her hands on me. Before that, she didn't put her hands on me, so I didn't put my hands on her. My dad always taught me, wait till they put their hands on you, then attack. Till then, don't. So I didn't attack her or anything. Waited until she put her hands on me. She put her hands on me. That's where I drew the line, because she pushed me. Okay, you want to push? I was pregnant with my second child at this time. I wasn't showing yet, but I was pregnant. I was pregnant. And she tried to use her foot to push me. Granted, she didn't push me hard, but she tried, and she didn't succeed. But I punched her several times in the head. Good enough to where she actually had a really bad headache. Her glasses went flying. First, she went one way, and when I hit her, the one way, so I'm in front of her. Let's say this is the side of the couch that she was on. But she was actually on that side of the couch. But let's just say that you guys are facing where I was standing and where I was punching her. I punched her. She went this way. Her glasses went this way. And then I used my other hand and I punched her again, and she went the other way. And then fell on the floor. My dad said, "Where is she?" And then I backed off because she's on the floor. My fiance, Chad, he tried to pull me off of her, but he got elbowed in the face. I didn't mean to, but I saw red, and that was it. You don't talk about my kids, you don't talk about my fiance, and you don't talk about my father. Definitely do not talk about my father and my kids. Those are my two biggest things. My fiance, I know he can defend himself, but that's my fiance. Look. But that's the thing. You just don't talk about those things. And then she did it again in my dad's room. And I can't remember exactly how it happened, but her and I ended up in a physical altercation. I can't remember if she pushed me or what, but she did something, and then I just started pounding on her. Then that happened. And then another one in my dad's room again, except this time it started off with her throwing things at me. So then I was throwing things back at her because I was getting tired of her throwing shit at me. So I threw stuff back at her. I broke her little makeup drawer that she had. I shattered that in a million pieces. Makeup went flying everywhere, and it was a big mess, which she had to clean up. My dad said, my daughter ain't cleaning that up, and I ain't cleaning it up. You're cleaning it up because you started throwing stuff at her first. So you're going to clean up this mess. She threw the fan and everything. She was just throwing all kinds of stuff at me. Then she threw something at my dad, which my dad's mental instinct is to return the thing and just throw it back, which caught her dead center in the chest. If it was a knife, it would have killed her instantly, but it caught her in the chest, left a huge bruise just right on her boob. Just huge, nasty bruise that stayed for about a month, or close to it. And then, like, right after that, then she hit me, because then she started saying some other stuff, and I got in her face. And I was seeing red, but I knew what I was doing. And she decided that she was going to take her phone and go down like that on my face. Got me in the bridge of my nose, which did not break my nose, thankfully, but hit me in the bridge of my nose with her phone, pulled my hair, threw me up on the bed. I was like, okay. I told my fiance, give me my phone. So he gave me my phone. I hit her in the head twice with my phone. Baby, stop. So yeah, I hit her in the head with my phone twice because she did it to me. She didn't do it twice to me. I did it twice to prove a point. First time I did it because she did it to me, and then the second time I proved a point to her. Like, you don't hit with objects, you hit with hands. Then she decided, oh, I'm going to pull your hair. Pulling someone's hair isn't a fight. She didn't punch me in any way. Nothing like that. She scratched me. She tried pulling my hair, trying to get me off her and stuff. I was just throwing punches. I said, okay, you want to grab hair? So I grabbed a lot of her hair in my hand, and I had a really good grip on it. And she was yelling for my dad, get it off me, crying and bawling. My dad's like, get her. So she knew my dad wasn't helping her anymore. My dad was done. He was fed up with her crap. And even that same night, he's like, we're done. Here's the ring that, is supposed to vouch for our love. Here's our ring. She bursted into tears, begging him not to leave her. It doesn't matter. My dad's going to leave you. My dad's going to leave you. You can beg him all you want. She's lucky that he stayed after that night. She's even lucky that my dad didn't kick her out. My dad wouldn't do it to their two kids, but she's lucky that my dad didn't kick her out of the house. Ew. I'm done with that. But, yeah. So, she got lucky about that. My dad even said that. My dad's like, she's lucky that I didn't kick her out of the house or anything like that. I was like, I know. I know you would have. And, my dad was like, it's crazy that my own daughter has to defend me when she shouldn't have to. And I was like, well, yeah, one, I'm your daughter, so of course I'm going to do that. But two, you have two grandkids that you need to be alive and around for. And he's only 52. So, I mean, he should not be dying at 52. Or anytime soon. He should be dying at like 90 to 100, okay? That's when my dad should be dying. Not at 52 or 53 or 54 or 55 or 60. No, not even at 60 or 70. He should still live a healthy, happy life. But yeah, so it's just crazy on a lot of the things that have been going on between her and I. We've had so many arguments. First, she thought it was because of an ex-friend of mine, which it's not. It's because of herself. Like, whatever is going on mentally with her is just not helping. So things between her and I were getting better. It was. And then all of a sudden, she was talking to me about things and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden she just stopped. And normally when she gets like this, it's because, she's cheating or stuff like that. Because she's cheated on my dad several times. And the one time I was actually here to witness the cheating. And she was cheating on my dad with a 18-year-old, 19-year-old, who was into 12-year-old girls. So, yeah, that was a little creepy. And he tried telling my dad's girlfriend that, oh, well, I'll give you a house, and I'll give you a place to stay, and I'll give you another kid, and blah, 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 blah. I'll give you all the money in the world, blah, blah, blah. No. She tried saying that she was doing it to get him fired, when in all reality, no, because if that was the case, you would have told us what was going on. But no, you didn't tell us anything. You just did what you did, which is considered cheating. Because my dad had no clue what was going on. And it was weird, because when she had her own vehicle and she was driving to and from work, she would be home late. And she worked in Elkhorn, which is only like 40 minutes or so away, maybe 45. And she got off at 11. Now at this new place that she's working at, she gets off at 11:30. But she was getting off at 11. And she wasn't getting home until about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning every single day. Because she worked. There was one day that she had used my car, and she didn't come back till 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, first of all, where the fuck were you with my car? And you better not have had anybody else in that car except for you. I was pissed. And I said, oh, but yet you complain about putting gas in my car when you have to use it. So, yeah, no. You're not using my car anymore. And I even told her that. You have anywhere you need to go? Let me know. I will take you. Like, you need to go to work? I'll take you. You need to go to the gas station up the road? I'll take you. You need to go to Walmart? I'll take you. You need to go to Walgreens? I'll take you. You need to go to your mother's? I will take you. You're not taking my car anymore. You're done. So when I told that to her, then she went and got herself her own vehicle. And granted, it was registered under my dad's name. She paid for it. And what are you trying to get into? Quit it. And yeah. With that being said, it was just crazy, like unbelievable on what she was doing. So she's been doing all kinds of stuff, and my dad's like, she's been like this for a long time now. And I was just like, why haven't you left her? Like, this is a lot of stress on you, and you don't need this. Yeah, I get it. You want to be with her. You want to try and make things work for my little sister. But is it really worth losing, for, say, another child to her? Because I told her the last time we got into a fight, not a physical fight, but a verbal fight, that she is getting to the point, she has pushed me and my Chad and my fiance, and my 2 kids. She has pushed us to the point where now we've thought about moving out and having our own place, which is kind of hard to do right now because there's not very many places up for rent or sale or anything, or even do the rent to own sort of thing. There's really hardly any of those places right now in this area, because we know this area so well. My fiance and I do not want to leave this area, because once this one starts school, we want him to stay in this area along with his little brother. But we don't want to move to Janesville, because Janesville's pretty bad with gangs and everything else, and I don't need my child being a part of that. Sit right there. You don't need to be in my lap. Sit right here. But it's just, she has pushed us to that point, and we've thought about it. And I've seen some places out here where they're for rent and, whatever else. I don't want to have to do that, though, because I know my dad needs the help. Hey. What? You're fine. But yeah, it's just, you kind of missed what I was just talking about, like at the beginning of this. I read some text messages that my dad's girlfriend has sent me. And I'm sure it's not the end. I'm pretty sure there's much more to come. She'll find something to complain about still. But she's at work right now. She doesn't get off till 11. But she's still going to find a way. Well, 11:30. But she's still going to find a way to complain about something. Or whatever. It's to the point right now where my son, anytime anybody leaves the house, he'll say bye to them. He'll say bye-bye. And he was saying that to her, and she totally ignored him. It's not like she didn't hear him. She ignored him. And my little sister even tried telling her, Nova's saying bye, and totally ignored her daughter. And I was just like, you don't ignore your kids, for one. And two, if you're a so-called grandma, you don't ignore your grandkids if it's got to do with their parent. You don't do that to children. Especially if you're trying to use them as pawns in a way. Because she tries to use the excuse of, Caden's not yours, so you can't discipline him. Okay, yeah, Caden's not, but who do you call when he doesn't listen to you? You call my dad. And I've told her multiple times. From now on, if you don't want my dad disciplining him, you discipline him. You deal with it. Not my dad. The only one that my dad technically needs to really discipline is my little sister. But my dad will discipline my stepbrother too, if he needs it. Otherwise, usually he's really good. Usually, we don't have to discipline him. But the only time we ever have to discipline him is when his mom is here. Then we have to discipline him because now he's being disrespectful, now he's being rude. And there was one day that we were at Walmart. We'd gone out to eat again. I hate eating out so much. It kills my stomach. But we went out to eat, went to a Chinese buffet, ate, went to Walmart because I had to pick up soda and a bunch of other stuff. And during all that, she was yelling at my stepbrother while we were in Walmart, stop doing this, stop doing that, drop the attitude, and wasn't listening. So what did I do? Told him, you need to drop your attitude. We're going to be grounded from the game system for 2 weeks. And I mean completely grounded from the game system. Not watching videos of any kind or anything like that. And what's on the big TV is something, whatever dad's watching, whatever I'm watching is what you're going to sit and watch. And he didn't like that. She didn't like that. But she knows she can't handle her own son. So someone's got to discipline him. And it just so happened to be me. My dad wasn't even in the area at the time. and he was picking on his sister, and it was just ridiculous. And today, my dad got on to both of them because, well, more so him, because he had pushed his sister out of a chair that she was sitting on. And because he didn't want her sitting in the chair, pushed her out of it, which knocked over a tray that had soda on it. And then she started crying. Well, the thing is my little sister will antagonize him on purpose. Granted, this time she may have not been doing anything to antagonize him, but my dad knows. Usually she antagonizes him to get him to be the way that he is. And so we've told her multiple times, you need to just leave him alone. And then we'll tell him, you need to leave her alone. If she's doing something to you, if she's bothering you, you need to come and let an adult know. Don't go and try and take care of it on your own. Let an adult know. That's the whole point of having an adult in the house. You go to them. You tell them, hey, look, such and such is bothering me. Could you please tell them to stop? I've told them to stop twice, and they won't stop. Then one of us will do something about it. And he tries to do the same thing with my son, but the thing is he's 1. Okay, he's almost 2. He's a toddler. He ain't gonna listen to nobody. I try to get him to listen, but he won't listen because he's picked up those things from my little sister. The not listening, the talking back, the doing things that you're not supposed to do, those sort of things. He picked up on those things. So because my little sister does it. And I don't like it. So I'm trying to break that habit before he's 5, because it's between 5 and 6 is when that switch there is, oh, I'm not supposed to do that, sort of thing. And there's going to be things that they're still going to do that they don't know that they're not supposed to do, but the normal stuff that they do on an everyday basis, they know what they can and cannot do, for the most part. And with him, he's still learning. He still is learning what he can and cannot do. Like right now, we have it set up to where he can't go in the bathroom unless it's bath time or he's using the big boy potty. Because I'm trying to get him I'm trying to potty train him. We're getting there, but not quite. We're still pretty far behind. So he probably won't be potty trained until he's about 2.5, almost 3, more than likely. I'm trying, but it's not working very well. But then he also knows that he's not supposed to go upstairs unless it's bedtime or nap time. And mommy says, let's go upstairs. He also knows that he's not supposed to go into grandpa's room unless grandpa puts him in there. He also knows that he's not allowed to go in the kitchen unless mommy says, come in the kitchen. So now I keep an eye on him and I know what he's doing. He knows where he can go, which is the living room, the playroom, and that's about it. He knows he can be in those 2 rooms. Otherwise, he still doesn't quite comprehend when he's not really supposed to go, but he'll still do stuff that he's not supposed to do, like take papers and throw them all over the place, color on walls, which I'm still working on. But thankfully, we've been using the magic erasers. Love them to death. They get off marker, crayon, color pencil, whatever you find on the wall, it will get off. Nicotine, we have 2 smokers in the house, so there's a bunch of nicotine all over the walls. But stuff like that, comes off. But he's still learning not to do those things. And I had given my dad and his fiance permission to discipline my son if he is doing something that he's not supposed to, which now she has lost all rights to that. Because, in my opinion, right now, she is not his grandmother or the grandmother to him or my other son. That's just how I have it set up right now. Till she can, figure things out, work things out, whatever. she's not going to be the grandmother. So yeah, I'm done with it. But I figured I could come on here and vent a little bit and get out some stuff. Stick around for tomorrow, because I am going to try and put out another video of something else. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but my videos that I'll be talking about, my next video that I'll be talking about, I will try and put in there. It's like a trigger warning. Because we're going to talk about me being raped. Not twice, but 3 times. In my life. So I'll put on there. All my videos are 18 and up. 18 and up. They're not for kids under the age of 18. I will put a trigger warning on that, and it'll still be 18 up. But yeah, I'll probably be talking about that on here probably tomorrow. To kind of just get that out there. If you guys have questions and stuff like that you guys want to ask me, do so, because then I can do a video on answering those questions. And I'll like write them down or whatever, and I'll answer them to whatever order they've been written down in. But yeah, I'm hoping I kind of want to get more subscribers to my channel, so hopefully I can get that up there. I have 9 subscribers on here, but I would like to have more if possible at some point. But yeah, keep your guys' eyes open for live stream for tomorrow, because I haven't quite figured out how to make a regular video on my laptop versus my phone. So yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.